You ready?
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Welcome to episode 1 of the TPJiggy show. I'm here with my guest, Grandma Mary. You say what's up to the people.
Hello, people.
So, the topic I want to discuss with you. You can look at me and you look at the
Okay.
camera. So I want to discuss with you. Just have like an intergenerational discussion. So I just want to talk about what you think about my generation and what I think about your generation. And
Okay.
don't hold any punches.
All right.
What do you think about my generation?
I think they have a lot of opportunities that my generation didn't have, and I don't think that they always take advantage of as much as they should do.
Like what kind of opportunities?
You have more opportunities for education, for one thing. That's probably the main thing.
I feel you. Um, yeah, I agree. I think like with technology, like it's a lot easier to get education now, and education is just a lot more pushed as opposed to like trade schools and just working. I think almost everyone goes to college now.
Well, in my generation, when I was your age, it was expected, particularly that women would go through high school and then uh, prepare for to become a wife and a mother. That very few women, unless they went into nurses training, maybe a little bit into teaching, went on to college. Particularly in rural areas of the state, it was expected that you maybe work a year and then get married and raise your family. That was more what was expected, particularly of women at that time.
Just being like a housewife, basically.
Yes, take care of your family. And a lot of particularly the rural areas, most people lived on small family farms at that time. And so they were expected to work with their husbands on the family farm.
You grew up on a farm,
I did.
so tell me about that.
It was a lot of hard work. My father died when I was very young, and my mother was widowed with 6 children. And so my older brother, um, he didn't even go to high school because as soon as he got out of 8th grade, he had to work and basically run the farm. I did go to high school and did work in an office for a few years, but we all kind of helped with the expenses
Of the farm.
on the farm, and we also worked when we got home from school. We had work to do, chores to do, and stuff.
That makes sense. I just want to check what time it is. Um, so I forgot what I was gonna say. Do you like if you grew up today? What do you think you would want to do?
I think if I grew up today, I think I would want to go to college and maybe go into either teaching or being an accountant.
Mm.
'Cause
Why?
I always like to work with numbers.
Why? Why would you want to be a teacher?
Um, because you can spread knowledge on to other people, and it's a good career for women. Usually we have the summers off because you don't there's usually summer school, and it was kind of like I said, in my way of thinking when I was younger, that's what women did if they had a career. They was a teacher or a nurse.
Mm. It's unfortunate that that's the way it was back then, but I mean that's just what women's role was, I guess.
That's what it was then.
Um, well, I want to be a teacher, and like the thing I learned in one of my teaching classes is like you do have a lot of impact on child's lives, but you can't think of yourself as like you can't think you're saving their life or anything. Like at the end of the day, it's how their parents raise them, and you can only do so much to influence their
You can
life.
only do so much because the parents are the main influence on it, or should be the main influence on their children. I'm not sure that that's the way it always is.
You think today like it's not the parents aren't the main influences on kids' life anymore?
I think it depends upon the family in the area. Some, they get going with their friends and, groups that are, and they're more influenced by what their peers are doing than, what their parents want or what their parents believe.
That's a good point. Um, yeah, I agree. Um, I think a problem with the internet is if kids grow up around it, um, they'll think they'll just put too much value in it, and like internet friends will be more valuable to them than people they meet in real life
Well,
sometimes.
the internet can be very good in some things with people connected, but it also can be bad because people can say things about someone else and they don't have to say it face to face, so they can bully people, bully other kids, uh, without having to be face to face with them. And maybe it gives them more courage to say things that shouldn't be said.
It's a lot easier to say something mean over your phone than it is to.
Into a microphone than it is to say it to someone's face.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, how old were you when like the internet started being a thing?
When what?
When the internet became like more
Oh,
popular?
I was a I was a grandmother already before. Yeah, I got really into the internet. So, and I'm not really I am on Facebook, but I'm not really that into it.
Yeah, I'll never see you post on Facebook. Have you made a post on Facebook yet?
Um, I do comment. I usually don't post things, but I do read it and comment and go back and forth with conversations with other people's posts and stuff.
What kind of stuff do you follow on Facebook? Like quilting stuff, I'm
I do a
assuming?
lot of, yeah, that's my main hobby is quilting. And so I'm on a lot of quilting websites and Facebook pages. And people show some of their work and you can comment on that. Some really beautiful stuff. And if you don't like it, you just don't comment.
That's good, yeah. I like how the internet it gives you more access to seeing stuff you're interested in, like hobbies. And for me, mostly what I use it for is I'll just look at like sports,
That's
really.
good stuff.
Yeah. Um, I think a part of the problem with the internet tied to sports is you'll just see you just see the highlights, and it it takes away from watching the entire game. I think um, like it's important to watch the whole game because you see how stuff unfolds. And
How it led up to whatever happened.
yeah, if you just see like the best plays or the worst plays, um, I mean, I guess there's a point of it, but I'd rather watch the whole game.
Well, even like the sports on the newscast on TV and the sports now, particularly in the local paper, there's hardly anything. You don't get any news from there till at least a day later.
Hmm.
So you really have to rely on, or maybe on the internet to get sports information.
You watch the news a lot or no?
I do watch the news at least 3 different newscasts a day,
Um, do you mostly watch TMJ4
mostly TMJ4. Yes,
because that's where Uncle works?
that's where Uncle works.
You gotta stay loyal.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
do
know.
watch in the morning. I don't like the Today Show, so I do watch Channel 6 News in the morning.
Personally, me, I just can't watch the news. It's like too much bad stuff going on. Um, but yeah, I mean, I still hear about the important stuff. Um, but I get most of my news from social media, honestly, which is probably bad because you you can kind of see a lot of stuff and there's no credibility tied to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just would rather not watch the news. The news to me, like there's a lot of political ties into the news, and it'll affect what you see. Like for example, like Fox.
Fox is very conservative,
Mhm.
where some of the other ones are more, so you have to kind of know what you're watching. And even like if you watch things on Facebook or a post up like that, they're always slanted one way or another usually. Either if a conservative person is posting it, it's going to be conservative.
Hmm.
And so you really kind of have to read between the lines a little bit.
Yeah, there's not really any. I don't think there's any news source that's like 100% unbiased.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just tricky. But I mean, I don't think. I think when I watch the news, there's never something that I'll see that will be like just made up at least.
Yeah.
But you never know. Um, what else do you watch on TV for the most part?
Um, I watch a lot of game shows because they're entertaining and um, there's just something to watch.
I feel
And
you.
I don't watch a lot of dramas and stuff because I do have a little bit of a hearing problem with hearing the dialogue on dramas.
Mm.
So it tends for me not to watch them.
Did I always hear you and Mom talk about what's the Days of Our Lives? Isn't that one get like they're running out of ideas, so it's just getting really wild and
It's getting unrealistic, is probably the best word.
yeah, I mean soap operas in the first place are unrealistic, but
Well, there's not as many of us what there used to be. There used to be probably 10 or a dozen different soap operas on the networks, but now I think it's down to like four. I watch a couple, but I don't watch them all.
most of network TV is just sitcoms at this point,
Yeah,
right? Sitcoms and
sitcoms
news.
and news. I do watch a lot of things like 2020 and Dateline.
Dateline's good.
Yeah, and that is my favorite of over 48 hours or over 2020. I like the way they present their stories.
Yeah, I can't watch Dateline at night though. It'll get me scared.
Really,
Yeah.
that doesn't bother me.
I don't know. Like I know that I'm safe in my house, but uh, it's just scary. Um, like the people on there, it's just sad to see that like that a crazy person basically affected their
Yeah,
life so much. And Dateline is it just makes me sad, but it's interesting though.
it is interesting, and most of mostly it deals with people that have been murdered, and usually it's someone that they knew or even a family member or something. It's not very often that it's a stranger that murders somebody.
Yeah, unless like someone gets robbed, but
Yeah,
that wouldn't be able to story. That wouldn't be a story they'd be able to put on Dateline because it would just be like, oh, it's a robbery.
yeah,
Boom, wrap it up in 5 minutes. Like they need something to talk about that has um has a plot that is multi-layered.
yeah.
On TV, um, I don't really watch TV like that. I mean, at least cable TV. I mostly just use streaming services.
I don't sign up for any streaming services. I just have the cable that what's on cable, or
Hmm.
the AT&T, whatever it is.
Oh, I forgot to talk about what I think about your generation. So your generation is what? Boomers?
About what?
Baby boomers, right?
I'm not sure how they're the Gen X, and I'm not sure if it's the baby boomers or what. But I was born in the early 40s, so I don't know whatever you call that. World War II generation.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, generations have names, but really, like, it's hard to break it off because people have kids at different ages and
Yeah,
all that type of stuff. So, I mean, you can kind of group it together, I
I
guess.
don't think they started that naming the generations until it got like into at least the 60s or the 70s.
Mm. What's it called? Study of like humans, anthropology.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been once anthropology became like more of a prevalent um, field to go into, I guess. Um, what I think about people your age, for some reason, like okay, at my old job, I dealt with a lot of I want to call you old people, but elderly people.
yeah,
Um, and they're either like the best or the worst. Not really much gray hair to me.
What do you mean best or the worst?
Like you would be a part of the best group, but a lot of older people, in my opinion, um, they just they'll find something to complain about. Like there was an old lady who well, I'm pretty objective and I give people like concessions when they complain about something. Because I don't complain just to complain. Like I just see the reality of the situation and I'll say what I did wrong
Yeah.
and maybe that's why someone acted that way. But so I was working at the front desk and an old lady came up and so the women's locker room was closed for cleaning, so they had to use the girls' locker room. And she came up and she was really complaining, and it wasn't to me, it was to my coworker because there's two people at the front desk, so I just got to see it from like an outside perspective, and I thought it was funny. She complained that a bunch of the showers weren't working, which is fair. I mean, but she just used the shower that worked, so I don't
Yeah.
see why that's that big of a problem. And then she complained that there was no place to put her shampoo, and I guess that's fair. Like it makes sense when you're old, like your back will hurt and stuff like that. But then what she followed it up with was it was unfit for humans. Like that's pretty extreme in my
That makes
opinion.
it sound like it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, like it could definitely be way worse. Like there's countries that you can't even shower in. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's maybe that maybe she was having a bad day, or maybe, like you said, maybe she had some aches and pains that just beat the activity of working out or whatever she did, and then having to do the shower and not having a place to set her was just inconvenient for her. She couldn't adjust to it because maybe she just wasn't feeling that good, or
Yeah, I mean, it was the women's locker room was closed, which I could see would be an inconvenience.
yeah,
Oh, and she complained about how there were like little girls' shoes in the lockers. But like, was she looking through every single locker to do that? Um, I don't know, but and it seems like old people they would rather complain to the manager than just point out what someone's doing wrong. You talk to managers at all, or
not. I don't remember when I ever complained about anything. Uh, Usually, if I don't like something, I just go somewhere else. If I'm at a store and I don't like the way things are handled, I just go to a different store or don't shop there or whatever.
what's your favorite store to shop at? Pick and save.
Um, for groceries, I think Sendix.
Sendix.
The
Sendix.
prices are a little bit higher, but the quality is always there.
Sendix is
And the
bougie.
service is very good there.
Sendix is nice. It's bougie. Um, it just feels fancy when I walk in there. They have carpets and things of that nature, and it's set up pretty well. Like
Well, it's a full service store. They bag your groceries for you. Where at my age, you go to a store and you have to scan your own stuff and bag it and lift things in and out. It's a little bit more difficult. So at my age, I do appreciate a little bit extra service. I know you're paying for it, but that's fine.
mm, yeah, that makes sense. Um, like Walmart. The other day, I like going to Walmart just because um it's entertaining to be there, but it's just set up in a way that I don't like. Like the aisles will be narrow enough to fit two carts down.
Yeah, you can't meet a cart coming to the other direction, you mean?
Yeah, but it's like narrow to the point where it just feels a little bit uncomfortable. And Walmart's always like really crowded. Like I'll go in the parking lot, I see so many cars there, and um you would think it would be set up in a way that is easy to find the groceries, It is not. I swear, Walmart's like super unorganized, and it's just shiesty there. Like, um, it's just hard for me to find stuff because it's not put together in a logical.
in the logical order what you're used to. And once again, the aisles are probably a little bit narrow because they want to use as much as their store space, as their floor space as possible to display their products, rather than having like big wide aisles that you can't show anything on.
Yeah, that makes sense. They want to put as much stuff in the
Put,
store
you
as
know, shed as
possible.
much display area as possible.
I don't know. I had an idea for grocery stores. Um, you can tell me if this is a good idea. Why don't they just do it alphabetically? Like, if I want a knife, I go in the K aisle. If I want cereal, I go in the C aisle. If I want fruit, I mean, all the fruit's already together already. But I mean, you think that would be a good idea or no?
Um, I think, you know, you want your produce section and your meat section. Uh, and then your other areas, like you have an aisle that has like vegetables and soups in it, and another aisle that have like your, obviously your frozen aisles have to be together because they have these big floor to ceiling freezers and stuff. So I'm not sure that your idea would really work that well.
Yeah, that makes sense the more I think about it. And like with the frozen,
Because you want, like, if you're gonna bake, you want your sugar and your flour and your spices and all those kind of products somewhat together, your cooking oils and your, those kind of things, somewhat together. And your snack aisle, again, your chips and everything, if you're looking for that. You got your selection right there, you can pick out what you want.
they should like since it's the 21st century and stuff, like what you should be able to do is let's say I'm going to like Walmart, they have a Walmart app. You should be able to like go into your phone and say like this is what I need and this is the store I'm in, and then it should be able to point you in the right direction. I feel like that's something that's plausible.
I don't know that it would be worth the technology that it would take to set something up like that because, once again, people shop, they go up and, you know, unless you're just going there for a couple things and you know, if you know your store, you know which aisles to go to. Uh, but otherwise, you know, if people are doing like their weekly grocery shopping for a family, they probably go up and down every aisle. And, you know, there's something probably in every aisle that they would want. So they just shop and they can see the different brands of a particular product and decide by price or whatever, which one they want to select.
Yeah, I mean you're right. That would take a lot of setting up.
Yeah.
Um, Something I saw on Instagram. So like I'll buy bananas, but or well, mom will buy them, and um, I like when they're like yellow with just like a hint of brown, couple brown spots. So in China, what they do is they sell um like 7-day banana packs. So it'll be one that's like green, and then one that's a little bit less green, and one that's yellow, one that's
You're right.
real ripe.
That would be kind of a good idea because I like to buy bananas and I like it when they're just still a little bit green yet.
Mm.
And that's why for myself, I only buy two or three at a time because if I buy more than that, they're like ripe with a lot of brown on them. And I prefer 'em not that ripe. So that stages of ripeness in a pack would be a good idea. But then once again, that would take more labor to set that up. Whereas if you just get the hunk of bananas that are all the same, you could just set them out.
It would be more expensive the 7-day packs probably.
You just have to prepare that way. Because someone would have to physically kind of do that. It's not that they, you could just take, like bananas come in big bunches, you just pack off 4 or 5 and sell them. You'd have to take a couple from here, a couple from here, a couple from here, and then package them together. So that would be more labor for the store.
couldn't I just go to the store and pick pick one green one? Pick
You could,
that's you think they would yell at me?
you sure, because like I said, when I buy, I only buy like 2 or 3 at a time, and most of the bunches that are out have like 5 or 6, so I just tear off the 2 or 3 that I want. So you could yourself go pick 2 that are kind of green and 2 that are medium ripe, and you could do that yourself, yes. You could do that now, that would be an option.
I'm just wondering if like someone that was working at the grocery store saw me if they would scold me.
No, I don't think they would, no. Because I do that all the time. I take, 2 or 3 off of a bundle and just rip them off and then put them in my cart. And then they just you weigh them and they get checked out.
You use coupons when you shoot when you shop?
I try to, yes.
Mom's a big coupon lady, and sometimes I like tease her for it. But it's smart though. I mean, it's literally like a handout that you get to save money. So I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
why not use them?
Oh, definitely. Even I read the grocery ads on Wednesdays and see what's on sale. And if it's something that lasts a while, you can buy it ahead, like bread or something. You wouldn't buy that far ahead because it wouldn't stay. But like canned goods or even meats that you could freeze them. And you can save a lot of money that way by watching your sale ads and using coupons.
Have you seen the show Extreme Couponers?
I've seen it once or twice, but that's a little, I don't think that would work because most of the grocery stores, I think, limit you to like 5 coupons for something. I don't think you could, the way they showed it on the show, I don't think you could go out into Pick and Save and do that. Because there's a limit on how many coupons you can use.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that that show is fake, to be
It,
honest.
it very easily could be.
Because how they would either have to have so many people in on like just giving them coupons, because if you only give the coupon sheets once a week, like you can't build up enough because the coupons expire too. And I've seen episodes of that show where like the store will give them money because they have so many coupons. I feel like that.
I haven't seen that, but no, I haven't seen that, but I've seen where they've, like if their bill would be like $100, they end up paying like $5 or $10 or something. But like I said, I don't think that's in the realistic world around here anyway. I don't think you can go to Pick and Save and do that.
Mm.
I think if you save coupons and you save like 30% or 40%, that's doing good. But I don't think you could get the way the extreme coupon does. It just doesn't work that way. And a lot of they say those people go to like newspaper recycling things and pull out, other people's ads that they've thrown out to get coupons and stuff. But and now with Pick and Save has a 5 for 5. Well, that's no coupon. You can't do that.
5 for 5. What's that?
I mean, you get if you buy 5 items, 5 different items that are on that week's ad, you get $1 off of each one or something.
Oh yeah, when mom takes me grocery shopping, we'll do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I like grocery shopping. Makes me feel like a grown up.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I like just walking around the store, looking at stuff.
See what's new and whatever.
I have like I need to figure out how to save money because sometimes I'll just see, especially in the grocery store since it's cheaper, I'll just see something interesting and I'll buy it, and I don't really think it through like that. Like the other day, maybe it's because I'm bad. I've never really made pancakes before, but I saw cinnamon toast crunch pancakes. I'm like, oh, that's my favorite cereal. And I made them, and they were just really dry because of the cinnamon.
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I was like, well, if I saw like cinnamon pancakes that weren't cinnamon toast crunch pancakes, I probably wouldn't buy them. I would have thought, oh, that seems like it'd be really dry. I just bought them because it was my favorite cereal.
Yeah.
Doesn't translate to pancakes though.
Well, like I said, sometimes you just have to try something, and sometimes you like it, and sometimes you don't.
They were terrible.
Yeah, they were. I'll remember not to buy those.
Yeah, good. What's your favorite cereal?
Probably Cherry Cheerios for an unsugared cereal.
Just regular?
Yeah.
I like Cheerios too.
Golden Grahams I like.
Golden Grams are good. My dad was a big fan of those. Um, yeah, I like as a kid I would always eat the sugary cereal, but now that I'm able to like think about what I eat more,
Yeah.
I just try to stay away from any type of processed sugar. Um, the way I think about it is like as humans evolve, like when we were hunter gatherers, like um, the sugar we got was from what probably like berries and honey.
Yeah.
So, and then when we've never had sugar that was super concentrated, so like when you eat like a pack of Skittles, like a pack of Skittles won't kill you, but if you're eating a pack of Skittles every day, it's not can't be good for you.
Yeah.
Moderation.
Moderation is good in anything.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Sometimes I'll feel like oh, it would be cool if I was a hunter gatherer, but I enjoy I enjoy the cushy lifestyle that I live, going to the store and getting food. I don't think I could be a hunter. And
Oh, no.
yeah, I would go to like hunter gatherer summer camp maybe, but I don't think I could live that lifestyle for the rest of
No,
my
no.
life.
Not many people would.
Yeah, I mean, there's people who still do, but it's not because they want to.
It's
They,
a sport.
it's a sport, or they live in a place where it's still necessary to do that. But yeah, living in America is cool, and any any place that's been set up already. Um, I don't know. It's just tricky because cars, like like they get you around, but they're kind of killing the environment.
That's true. But I can't see a life without them.
You think you think electric cars will become well, they're already starting to become more popular, but do you think that's the way things are gonna end up
I
going?
think more and more companies are making electric cars, so I think you will see more and more of those. But once again, they have to have more charging stations along the highways and expressways and stuff. I don't know that much about it. I don't know how long, like if you fully charged a car, I don't know how far you could go on that.
Mm,
Could you go like 100 miles? I don't know.
I don't know either. Um, I think I want to start saving up for an electric car though because well, what's going on with gas is it's bad because they're like Biden doesn't want to make gas or frack for oil here, but I mean, I'm not that opposed to it because like fracking for oil is pretty bad for the environment, and I guess I'd rather have it come from the Middle East, but we get really taxed on it because the Middle East that's like our ops, like they
Yeah,
don't they don't like us, so um that's why it's so expensive. Plus you're bringing it across.
shipping it, the transportation. And that's why a lot of the prices have gone up because gas prices have gone up so much and that affects everything. It affects your groceries because of the transportation to get the stuff there and basically anything because it's got the truckers and the trains or whatever. They need the fuel goes up, the airlines go up, everything goes up.
Yeah, if gas goes up, everything goes up.
Everything goes, it's a um, vicious circle.
I was at I was at Culver's the other day and I ordered I got two well I got the lemonade cooler that I was telling you about, the wild cherry one,
Yeah,
and then uh vanilla shake, and then a large order of cheese curds. Guess how much it was?
$11.
Higher.
What?
Higher.
13, 15? Not for two things and a cheese curd.
It was $17.
Oh, wow, that's ridiculous.
I mean, both the drinks were large, and I didn't even mean to order a large for my drink. At least it was just crazy though. Like most of the time when I used to go to Culver's, I could get a what's it called, value basket
Yeah, you basket, yeah.
for like it would still be over $10, but 11, 12, like that's not really that bad.
That's getting up there for fast food.
Yeah, I try not to eat fast food that much. One, it's expensive, and two, like fried food isn't good for you.
Right, that would be to be constantly fried. Once again, it's moderation.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think having moderation when you eat is actually takes more like diligence than if you eat clean all the time. Because if you eat clean all the time, then like greasy food is just not in your brain.
Yeah, and once you get away from it, it doesn't taste that good to you anymore.
Hmm. It's good though. I wish there was just healthier ways to make it, but now people are making
Well, you got your air fryer, that helps a little bit.
air fryer. I'll argue that air fryer is like a top 10 invention ever. I'd say like the wheel,
Electricity,
electricity, um, cars, air fryer. This isn't in order.
microwave.
Microwave. I'm kind of sketchy about microwaves though because like you know how like if you get cancer, a lot of the time it can be something you do when you're like younger and then it doesn't affect you till later. Like how long have microwaves been around?
Oh, I think they came out maybe 45 years ago.
45 years ago. I just think
And
um
I remember I got my first microwave when your Uncle David was a baby.
hmm,
And I remember warming his bottle in the microwave. So then he's like 40 something or other.
yeah, I just look at them and I don't understand the science behind how it.
Oh, I don't understand the science behind a lot of things, but I don't either. But it does save, I think, a lot of electricity. Like if you put something in the oven and you have to heat your oven,
Uh-huh.
that takes a lot more electricity than trying to get the microwave to heat it.
For real?
I would think so, yes. That's just my thought on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense because I don't know, you never really know how hot a microwave is, but it concerns me that if you put like a piece of metal in it, it'll just like blow up.
But yeah,
Whereas when you have an oven,
you can put it with just about anything in, yeah.
you can put like a sheet of
Yeah.
or a pan and paper, like wax paper.
Well, they always say you're not supposed to stand real close to your microwave and watch the food going around and around in there either, because that can maybe affect your bed. I
For
think
real?
that, I don't know if that's true with the newer microwaves, but I know that's the way they used to say it. You shouldn't just, stand there and glare at your microwave.
I never heard that before, and sometimes when I use the microwave, I'll just like have my eyes pressed, like have my face pressed up against
No, I
it,
don't think you should do that.
staring at my food. That's
I,
bad.
I don't think you should do that.
Well, that makes me think that microwaves are bad in general then, because why can't I be around it?
But you can be around it, but you can't be that close to it. I mean, if you're 2 or 3 feet away, or you go look once in a while, but just to stand there and glare at it, I would not do that.
I like watching it spin around.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay, I'll stop doing that. Oh shoot.
At least in the old years ago, that's what they used to say. Maybe the newer microwaves are better. I don't know. But I know that they used to say that you shouldn't just stand there real close to them. They do admit some ways.
Yeah, I don't know how old my microwave is. Um, it's been there since I was born. I'm pretty. Wait,
That's the original microwave when your parents moved into that house.
I don't know. I wasn't born yet.
I don't remember.
Uh, I don't know. It's been there. It's been there for as long as I can remember. Still works fine.
I would suspect that at some point they replaced it, maybe before you were born or when you were little, then you don't remember.
Yeah.
I would suspect it's been replaced, because I don't think they last that long.
I don't remember a lot of stuff from when I was little. Well, I told you my first memory, right? It was like, well, mom always says like, oh no, it's not as bad as it seemed. But when it first happened, like I was in a pool and I was just chilling on the stairs, standing, and then I decided it would be a good idea to go deeper in the pool. And then in my mind, I was drowning, and that's how I remember it. But I must have just swallowed a lot of water or something, and then someone pulled me out of the pool. That's when, that's like my first memory. Like, you don't gain consciousness until a certain point in your life. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember anything from when I was a baby, and like a lot of my memories as a toddler. Like I'll remember specific things, but stuff gets stored in your like your subconscious when it's not important memories.
Important memories pop up now.
What was your first memory?
I think one of my earliest memories is when I would have been like in first grade in school, and my dad picked us up from school and he told us that we had a new baby brother. And I remember coming into the house and going into all the rooms looking for him. Well, he wasn't there because he was in the hospital.
Oh,
But I remember him saying that we had a new baby brother and then going and looking in the different rooms to try to find him. That's probably about one of my very earliest memories. I don't think I remember anything before I started school. I don't think I remember anything then. And I remember being in first grade. I remember our first grade classroom and stuff when I first started school. But before that, I don't think I have any really good memories.
what's your favorite memories? Like most people say, it's like when they got married and when they have kids.
I think that's probably true.
When you got married, you told me Grandpa didn't even meet your parents until like at the wedding.
That's true. Because they lived, well, where they lived over the western part of the state. And we were here. And we just never went there. So you didn't really meet them until the wedding.
They liked him though.
Yeah, they did. They did.
What was your wedding?
We just had a very small wedding, yeah. We
That's
just had the ceremony in the church and then a dinner at a restaurant afterwards for maybe 30 people.
what you guys eat.
But we had to eat
Yeah.
roast beef. And then there was it was served family style.
Family. What does that mean?
It means that they put trays of food and you just helped yourself to it. You didn't serve like a plate with just an entree on it.
Like buffet style.
Yeah, but more like buffet style, except you didn't have to get up and go to the buffet.
You guys had music at your wedding? No music?
No, because it was just a dinner.
Oh. Hmm. What music did you listen to growing up?
Mostly country western.
When did Elvis get big? Like how old were
I
you?
think he first started out, I think I was about a sophomore in high school.
What?
Because I remember he and Pat Boone were coming out and getting popular about the same time. And I think I was maybe a sophomore, junior in high school.
What did people think of him? Because like in the movie we watched, the Elvis movie, like a lot of parents didn't like him.
A lot of parents didn't like him because of his movements and stuff. And as a matter of fact, when he first got on TV, on the Ed Sullivan Show, which was a variety show at the time, they could only film him from the waist up. That was all you could see on TV.
He was moving his hips too much.
Yeah, he was moving his hips too much, and so he was only allowed to show him from the waist up. And now what you see on TV, that would be tame compared to the things you see on TV now.
Yeah, for real.
When you see like Miley Cyrus and I don't know some of these people.
What
Not
do you?
that anything against Miley Cyrus, but it just isn't what I grew up on.
No, that makes sense. it's just how it is now, I guess. Um, what do you think? What do you think of like today's music? You don't like it?
I don't really pay that much attention to today's pop artists.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I listen to mostly old DVDs and CDs or whatever.
What's that one guy? McConnell?
Daniel O'Donnell.
Daniel O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you listen to him and
I do have several of his CDs.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, some Johnny Cash and
Willie Nelson.
not too much Willie Nelson.
Oh, he's the only country artist that I like.
You like him?
Yeah.
He's okay, but he's not one of my favorites.
I like
the Jim Reeves type stuff, more the ballad type stuff.
I mostly listen to rap music and like R&B and some pop stuff, but more like alternative pop. Like it's more music where it's just focused on the singer's voice. But with rap music, a lot of the stuff I listen to, like it's not even really about the what the artist is saying, really. Like the lyrics aren't much, but it's just
the rhythm of it.
The rhythm and like what a you wouldn't know what this is, but like an ad lib. Like they'll say a line and then they'll record ad libs over it, like just saying like yeah or what or stuff like that.
No, I don't listen to any rap, so I'm not familiar with that at all.
It's mostly like a lot of stuff is just the beat.
Yeah.
The beats are becoming a lot more interesting. I feel like with a lot of today's music, the producer and the person who makes the beat deserves just as much credit as the artist.
That's the artist.
The artist is just there to give like delivery.
Oh.
I'll show you someone real quick. This will be like very foreign to you, and you probably won't even be able to know what he's saying. Who should I show you? What do you think of it? It's just like you can't even tell what he's saying sometimes.
It's just that kind of rhythm.
Yeah. His name is Yeet. They all have like funny names and stuff.
Yeah.
Where the people you listen to is just their name.
They had their name and that was it.
If you were a rapper, what would your name be?
I have no idea.
Big Mary?
What?
Lil Mary or Big Mary?
Possibly.
Yeah. That'd be
Little
cool.
Wayne, like first Little Wayne.
He was at rapper? Yeah, he was at Summerfest.
Oh yeah?
It was him, Wiz Khalifa, and Wu-Tang Clan. But Wu-Tang Clan's like a little bit older. But yeah, I saw him when I was before we opened up the stand. They were like setting up their show and like warming up, and I went and I watched them. It was cool. I don't really listen to their music like that, but apparently they had like a big influence on the culture. I don't know though. I didn't grow up in that area.
So anyway.
You want to wrap it up then?
Yeah.
You got any words of wisdom? Or some more words of wisdom?
Just be careful and be safe. Stay out of trouble.
That's good advice. All right.
That's about my best advice.
All right. Thank you.